What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Don't Starve Shipwrecked. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And actually, it's time for us to erect a bird trap. That's going to be the next thing that we need to get done so that we can work towards our pirata habitatitator. And so if I can do the bird trap right now, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And then I think you have a better chance of getting parrots if you... Oh my god, there's so many if you stay in the jungle, is what I was going to say. And so we set the trap. I think we can bait it with some seeds. And someone put some seeds right there, and we're just going to kind of wait and see what happens. If we get if we end up getting like one of the parrots first, cool. Sounds great to me. If we don't, that's okay too. Not really going to cry about it that much. We can use the other bird. What we can do is we can build a bird cage for him, and then he will constantly poop out seeds for us, I think. And that'll make our life much, much easier. It's a little bit disappointing because I know we're just going to have to leave after a while. Like, we're not even going to need to be here. And a waterlogged vine over there. I suppose I could use some of my rot to make these bamboo patches a little bit more robust. But I think during the winter, your chances of a bird coming around are a lot lower. So unfortunately, whereas I would love to have birds around, it has not happened yet. And so we kind of just got to dwell all by our lonesome here. I'm going to chop down these trees because it looks like they're about ready to go, and I could always use more logs in our inventory. I go through lumber at such a ridiculous rate that unfortunately it's just hard to keep it in stock. Like, the game has always done a really, really good job of making everything inside of it seem like, you know, I think resources are limited. That's what this game does, right? A lot of games, either resources are too limited to where it's just tedious farming everything, or B, they're too available to where there's no challenge. Klei has kind of struck the very, very narrow middle point on that, where there's just enough to where you can get things done, but if you're doing like major projects, you've still got to put in some work. And it's not that they're limited, it's just that a lot of stuff uses wood as part of the project, so we can make some more pierogies in here too, I think. Should be able to anyways. Or pierogies. I don't think I've ever had a pierogi. Come on, snake. Do your thing. Yep, I figured that was what you were going to drop, but what can I do anymore, snake? What can I do anymore? If I deforest this little corner, I'm still hoping a bird will show up. They seem to be quite rare, though, now that the windy season has come here, and animals know. Animals are pretty smart when it comes to, like, going to ground when they hear something coming that's environmental. Perfect. I think we should have enough axe left to get a couple of these done. I'll come back through with the shovel on the next day, and we'll get all the stumps out, and that'll be pretty sweet. We also need to harvest these berry bushes, because anything you're not harvesting is going to waste. You're lowering the maximum amount of time it's going to produce for you over the course of a playthrough if you don't pick them. We took all the time to move them on over here, and so I think it's only fair that we go all in and use them when the time comes along. So that looks great. 8 berries is not enough to like let you do anything really, really, really long term. But it is enough to give you a little pick-me-up on those 1 or 2 days of the year where you just don't have the resources left to get what you need done. I can't do any planting until I shovel all these stumps. That's a pretty badass name, Camp Shovelstump. Yep, that'll do it. That's the name of our camp now, Camp Shovelstump. It finally has a name. In keeping with my long-standing tradition of naming things goofy stuff, it's Camp Shovelstump. So what exactly do I need in here to get the pierogies out? Like, it seems like it's kind of just like whatever. We'll probably get goop back from that. I bet we'll get goop back from that. I probably screwed that one up. I don't feel confident about that particular... Do not feel confident about that particular combination. I don't think... Oh, look at that. It gave us a fistful of jam out. Oh, well, that's not too bad. I'll take a fistful of jam. It increases your sanity if you need it, so I think most cooked food does pretty well for your sanity in this game. We don't have a lot to work on right now. I'm thinking... Well, anyways, throw those in the food crate. I like to keep food with my shit. I find that that's very, very sanitary. It definitely will not cause any long-term health effects. So saith Philip Morris. I think that the spyglass, I'm just going to break it. I mean, I just don't want it in my inventory anymore. Just eating up a spot. There. Just get it out of the way so I don't have to fiddle with it anymore. And aside from that singular little thing that needed to get done, we did not get a lot of pine cones out of this thing. I'm going to go back and replant the fields in just a minute, but we got to wait for nighttime to be over. Honestly, if you're bored by nighttime, my other suggestion would be just to sleep through all of it, but it does get a little bit resource intensive, so it's not going to be something you can always fall back on if you're just like bored by how long night is or whatever. Anyways, you can make a sleeping roll over here. You can also use a tent, I think, long term. I think a tent... Pretty sure a tent is like a sleeping roll that you can use whenever, or maybe it gets like 3 or 4 uses or something like that. I would actually have to look that up online. That's not something that... Oh, shit. Here, drop that. Drop it. Drop it. God, why won't she drop it down here? I don't know. Game won't let me. It's being weird. Put that on. And then I need a spear, like, right now. 'Cause shit is about to get super real. I need a ham bat really badly, too. Takes food to make food. There we go. So now we should be ready for combat. I think we'll be perfectly fine. It's not going to be that big of a deal, I don't think. Probably make a couple of healing salves. On day 30, there should only be 3 or 4 of them, I think. There shouldn't be any fire or ice ones either, I don't think. If there's fire ones, we'll have to kite them away from our base. Luckily, they're not attacking at night, which is good. I hate it when they attack at night, because then you just got to kind of kite them in a circle. If there's a fire one around, I'm going to have to decide where I want to take this fight to. We got a houndstooth right there. Oh, there's a frosty one. Okay. I got to get them both on the same row. Oh, there's 2 frosty ones. There we go. Get a couple of swipes off on him. Gonna take one right there, though. I knew I timed that one wrong. We got really good armor on those, so I mean, honestly, I think I could stand my... Oh, shit. What is that? No! Let me out! Free me! And me without my Superman laser eyes. And me without my Superman laser eyes. We can make a couple more meatballs now, too. So that'll be good. Perfecto. Perfecto. That fight actually went really, really well. The hound's teeth are useful in a lot of different materials, in a lot of different patterns. So, oh, really? Takes 4 ice. Oh, 4 hail to make ice. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I don't really have any way to take care of that right now. Why did that instantaneously rot? That's weird. What happened right there? I don't really know what to say about that. Sort of an interesting turn of events. Huh. It spawned and then it rotted. I wonder if that's a bug? I wonder what that was. That's a little weird. Definitely a little weird. Something that I've never seen before. We should be on the back end of winter right now, by the way. It shouldn't be that bad out here for us anymore. I mean, there's still going to be things to contend with. Maybe it's because you left it out in the wind, possibly, but it didn't seem like it was sitting there that long and the other one didn't rot. Kind of weird. I don't know what to think about that. Kind of a weird phenomena that I am not familiar with. Let me harvest that crockpot real quick before it happens again. Eat that bad boy right there to keep myself squared away. And this should be the wood supply that we need for pretty much the remainder of the run-through. I don't think we'll need too much more wood here. Those 5 hound's teeth are going to be great because we're going to use those to make dapper vests and a couple of other little things as we play the game. Nothing inside of our bird trap so far. I think our seeds blew away, though. Huh. That might make this a little bit more complicated than I initially surmised. That is unfortunate. Well then, how do we solve this? Interesting. I am not really so certain. I mean, either way, we're going to have to catch something. We don't really have a choice. Let's keep this fire rocking here. Keep that thing bucking while we hang out. Inside my pack, I got all of my random little seeds, which, yes, indeed, we're going to go back over here and be a good little forester. And solve some of these issues. I'm going to pick up all the bamboo that the wind is so graciously harvesting for me along the way as well, because it saves me trouble later on. So there we go. The forest has been slightly replanted. Grab a couple of those little guys down. Actually, that raft's in pretty good shape. That raft is not in bad shape at all. We could use some more grass. I mean, who couldn't use more grass? It's kind of a nice thing to have around. Might pick up some of this hail and do the prototype for ice so that I can make a fling-o-matic or something like that, just in case things catch on fire. The fling-o-matic, if you don't know what the fling-o-matic is, it's like this arm that throws water at anything that catches fire. It's really, really useful come the combustion time. So I don't know if combustion exists in this game. Combustion is something that was added in a patch a while back that makes it so anything in a hot area can like randomly burst into flames. And so you gotta have a lot of fling-o-matics around, otherwise you ain't gonna make it through that season. But I think that's like a Reign of Giants specific season. I don't know if... I'm not actually so positive if that's something that we have to contend with in Shipwrecked. I don't know how much of this ice I needed. I think I needed 4 maybe. Seeds are going bad too, which is unfortunate. There we go. And so if I can refine these, what's the difference between an ice brick and a... Oh, ice is edible, I guess. And so they made it so you need 4 hail now in order to get what hail used to be by default, I suppose. I kind of miss winter in Reign of Giants, though. I like the snowy season. This whole, like, raining dower thing, this is basically how it is in winter where I live. And so... this is like the winter that I already have. I want to experience the winter that I don't have. I'll probably just sleep this time around. I don't really care that much. What if it hurts my hat? Does it hurt my hat? It does hurt my hat. Okay. Interestingly enough. Things that I needed to know. I should have taken my hat off before I slept, I guess. It's alright. I mean, if you're food wealthy in this game, just be aware that, like, you can sleep through the nighttime if you find it to be boring or if you find it to just be something you don't feel like going through. Just make sure that you're food wealthy before you do it. Sorry about that. Kitty was having himself a yak in the background. And I doubt you all want to listen to him make bovine noises and be like... like he's dying. He ate something. He does this all the time. Swear to God, most vomity cat I've ever owned. Like, I've had a lot of cats over the course of my lifetime. Most cats throw up like once, hairball every couple weeks. And it's just a hairball. Hairballs are easy to deal with. This guy over here, like every other day, is like, ah! And that's how he's been since the day I got him. He gets anxious. I don't know. He's got like anxiety, and you can't just like put him on kitty Prozac or something. So he upsets himself. It's not his own fault. He's like wired weird. He's just always anxious and like things scare him, and then he gets an upset stomach and he throws up all the time. Like if you don't feed him, he gets anxious. If you miss a mealtime by like 10 minutes, he starts getting anxious. And if you haven't fed him by like 20 minutes after the time where he expects to get fed, he is definitely going to launch hairballs all over the house. 100%. Bunch of like little weird rules like that you got to memorize about this cat. We have a full harvest right here to make use of. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. I got to save seeds, unfortunately, for some of the other little stuff. So I'm probably going to taper off food production for a little bit. We have a lot of stuff in here anyways, and so we have a lot of food for the future. We can make another stuffed eggplant. We can do, I think you can do something with this durian right here. I don't remember exactly what you can do with a durian, but you can do something with it. I'm just not recalling exactly what it was. I would like for this rainy period to go away. That would be my favorite thing to happen right now. I don't think the rainy season ends until... oh, I don't know. I don't think the rainy season ends until maybe day... starts on day 20, maybe ends around day 40. And then from there you start getting into the hot season, which means that that's one of the reasons I'm keeping all these flowers alive. is because we are going to have to make use of a new object in the game, which is called like a floral print shirt or whatever. It lowers your temperature by like 10, 15 degrees so that you can run around in the summer and still do stuff. It means we can't carry a backpack around, which is a little bit of a downer, but sometimes you don't get what you want in life. I would like to have a healing salve. A silly monkey ball. Get down to monkey business. I would like to build one of those, but I haven't been getting a cave banana. Huh. I don't even know if those are in the game yet. I know that I can pick up normal bananas, but a silly monkey ball sounds like a ton of... Does it not sound like a blast? Sounds like the sort of thing that would be a lot of fun, right? So I kind of want one. I am going to sleep through tonight as well, even though it's a waste of resources. I don't feel like boring all of you with a bunch of nighttime stuff. Nighttime stuff has never done it for me. I always tell people in the streams that I hate nighttime in this game because it means I gotta tread water for a while and do nothing. And I much prefer, especially if I've got a bunch of food that's rapidly going bad, I much prefer to just kind of do my thing. Here, I'm gonna put these seeds down over here. And I'm gonna hope we catch something. I'm starting to hear birds. So I think we might be able to catch something if we do it just right. I'm going to stay around the region, but not like in the exact area, just because I don't want to scare the bird away that I'm trying to catch. I have no idea how you would trap or catch a bird in real life. I've never done it before, to be honest. I would assume you could do it like anything else. I've done raccoon traps and stuff like that before, so there's the same concept. You just make like a deadfall or something like that that bludgeons them once they take some bait. And then they should be out like a light, and that should be it. You should be able to get whatever you need from them after that point. I'm not picking up the flowers right now, because if I pick up the flowers, the shirt's going to rot before I get a chance to use it. So just be aware that anything that uses flowers or anything like organic can tend to betray you a little bit by rotting inside of your chests and stuff like that. I think you can store it inside of your fridge or something like that to make it work a little better if you really, really want to, but I got nothing going on right now. We should probably... I don't know what I should go in on right now, actually. It's a tough call. I mean, we're kind of stuck until we get the Pirata Hatatatator. There's a bunch of other, like, random little things that I can invent in here. We can make gunpowder if we had rotten eggs, which is actually... Those are a lot easier to come by now that... Do a rainometer. We got an ice fling-o-matic, but that needs gears. We got an ice maker, but that requires a thermal stone. I think you can make a thermal stone in the survival menu. Maybe it's in the tools menu. Nope, not in the tools menu. A bottled lantern. That is not what I need. An endothermic fire pit. Would be kind of cool, but we're not going to need one right now. You see what I did right there? Thermal stone. There we go. It's in the survival thing. Looks like I need a pickaxe to get that done. Okay. Well, I'm okay with it. I just want to make new stuff, so let's do that, shall we? Pickaxe this whole thing, and then inside of here we can make a thermal stone. There it is right there. In Reign of Giants, what you use these for is to keep warm. My grandmother actually used to do this back in the day before there was like heating and stuff like that. She said that what you would do is you'd put stones around the fire before you went to bed at night. And then she said her jacket when she was a kid, or like her clothing in the winter, would have like a slot type thing that you could put hot stones into. Or she said what her mom would do is her mom would make a baked potato that they would have for lunch. And she said she would take the baked potato out of the oven and she would put it inside of her coat to keep her warm. And the same concept applies here. You would light up your fire or your endothermic fire. You sit that next to it, and it'll take on whatever properties the fire has. So if it's a hot fire, it'll make the stone hot, which will keep you warm when it's cold out, and vice versa. If it's an endothermic fire, it'll become a cold stone, and it'll keep you cool in the summer when it's too hot. Although I think the cold stone is bugged right now. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember reading something about the cold stone being bugged at the moment. You get a bucket of shit. That would actually be pretty good, too. It allows us to fertilize a lot more efficiently. Drying racks are an option. I'm not really hunting a whole lot of meat right now, though. Let's check our trap, too. You catch anything? Caught nothing. Nada. Zilch. Kaput. Alright. Disappointing. But not the end of the world. Definitely not the end of the world. What other stuff can we build here? We can do wood flooring. Make our house look a little bit nicer. I think we got to tear up all the other flooring, though, before we could do that. As far as this stuff goes, we could do seashell suits. We've already done that. There's limestone suits, which I don't know if that's... It's probably better than this one, but it probably makes you a lot slower. We got blow darts. Those require us to catch birds. The boomerang would actually be a pretty good idea. That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, the spear gun's a cool idea. I don't have any of the nets or anything that I need, though. The Cutlass Supreme would be good, too. You don't get attacked by swordfish very often, though. It's rare for me. I don't get attacked by swordfish hardly ever. So the Ice Maker 3000. Let's say that we go in on... I think it's in the refinement menu that we make the doodads. I think. Maybe it's just in the science menu. Shit if I know. There we go. So I needed science away. We got a couple of gold pieces around here somewhere. Alright. And tonight we have no light at all. Well, let's go ahead and get that thing blazing. I know I got some stones in here somewhere. There we go. And then I also could probably refine a couple more so that we can get the doodad done a little bit more efficiently. I think I need 4 of them. Oh, never mind. It was the gold that I needed 2 of. So we got the electrical doodads. That means that I should be able to go through in here now and we can make an ice maker. This is not an object that I've ever crafted before, so just kind of throw it in there right there. It turns fire into ice. Boo. So I'm assuming every now and again it's just going to like belch ice, right? Yeah, okay. That's cool. That makes sense. And that's ice that you can actually eat. And so that's pretty sweet. Kind of an interesting little item. I don't think it's going to help that much. How much ice does it produce, though? Does it just sit there forever spitting out ice? That's funny. That's badass, though. I'm okay with that. I would love to catch something. I'm going to go check on these seeds over here. Don't think birds are too frequently going to visit. Yeah, I think the season just isn't right. 'Tis the season to be jolly, but definitely 'tis not the season to be foul, I guess. I guess I say, and by that token, 'tis not the season to be foul. I was trying to be wordplay. I was trying to be artistic up in here. People don't like it when I'm artistic. That's okay though. They don't have to like it. I'm gonna do it anyways, even if it's negligibly. I haven't caught any fireflies either. Maybe I should prototype that too. The bug net or whatever. Is that in the survival menu? Ah, I need a rope. Okay. Couldn't decide. Need rope by which to hang myself. There we go. Now we've got the bug net. Which means that once we get back to a decent season, we should be able to gather fireflies and whatnot. Fireflies tend to be a summer phenomenon in my experience, though. We don't get fireflies around here. We don't have them. My dad grew up in the South, and he said they're all over the place in the South. He said he used to run around catching them all the time when he lived in Georgia and South Carolina. We don't get them in California. Don't have them. I've never seen a firefly anyways. We have, like, weirder stuff out here. We got a couple odd things that run around every now and then. We got black widows, brown recluses, and all that kind of stuff. Not nearly as fun as... What was that noise? Just heard squeaking. And I'm curious. Huh. Kind of an odd experience for me. Well, I mean, we're about out of time for the day. What I could do is I could go back out here and we could catch a whole bunch of the random little jellyfish or whatever. I don't think that's a good plan, though, because they're going to rot before I know what I want to use them for. So instead, I might take a little bit of time and try to figure out what sort of stuff I can craft in here before I can do anything else. We got the Prestidigitator. We should be able to do that pretty soon. It was so much easier to make the Prestidigitator in Reign of Giants, though. And this one, it's kind of a crapshoot. You just got to wait for a bird to go into your trap. And in fact, I probably just waited too long. It's not the season where birds are going to be around anyways. So as we wait out the winter, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Don't Starve Shipwrecked. It's been a blast. I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. How you doing, everybody? I'll see you there.